There's a sign that says assumption kills. Are assumptions really bad or are they good? There are a lot of mixed opinions for that. And these verses from the Bhagavad Gita covers on what assumption really is and how assumptions can affect our day-to-day lives. Hi, my name is Varun and welcome to episode 16 in Decoding the Bhagavad Gita. Now these 9 verses are more or less a conclusion of chapter 1. Now it is in chapter 1 at the start where Arjuna is portrayed as somebody who is fearless and is capable of going into this war as compared to his opponents. However, it is not before the Lord places his chariot between both the armies that he develops a sense of confusion within as he sees only friends and families fighting on either side. Now, least of all his assumptions, he at least questions his assumptions by asking the following questions to the Lord. He starts off by saying, is it worth it for me to engage in this war by killing all my relatives even though they are on the side of injustice? Would it not be a sin for me to engage in such a war filled with bloodshed? Would I be happy if I engage in such a catastrophic war and destroy so many people? What would happen to all the social traditions, religious customs and moral values if we engage in a war? Won't the women and children go in actually a different way if I kill away all the men in this war? Won't I dwell in hell for engaging in such a sinful action? Won't all that I accomplish through this battlefield be stained by their blood? And at last he sums it up by saying, isn't it better for me to opt for a saint life rather than engaging in such a sinful war? Now these 8 questions that Arjuna asks in the battlefield are more or less right from an individual person's standpoint. But however, for 1 second, if we could just forget that the Lord speaks in everything from the Bhagavad Gita, these verses ask us only one simple question for our assumptions. Isn't it wrong to assume without listening to the voice of reason? In Arjuna's case, the voice of reason would be the Lord from the remaining chapters from chapter 2. But as of now, let's see an interesting analogy on what happens when someone takes assumption to the most maximum extent. Now, this story is set in a town where a farmer walks on a hot summer morning without any footwear. And it is so hot that he's able to feel the heat getting generated in his legs that he is huffing and puffing and wobbling as he's taking every step. So as he's progressing, he sees a horseman coming from the opposite direction, and much to his surprise, he sees the horseman wearing footwear and also wearing a hat, while he, on the other hand, walking on the ground, is having neither of them. So he is surprised by this and he signals the horseman to stop as the gap is getting close between both men. And the horseman obliges after he sees this farmer and he stops. So here the farmer asks the horseman, sir, you are traveling by horse and you would be able to reach your destination much faster than me, so would you please mind lending me your footwear? So the horseman thought about it for a second and found this man's claim to be reasonable, and hence he handed him his footwear. Now next, as the horseman was about to progress, the farmer again stopped the horseman and asked, sir, once again you're traveling by horse and you would be able to reach your destination faster than me, so would you please mind lending me your hat? So the horseman again thought about it for a second and found this man's claim to again be reasonable, and hence he tipped his hat off and gave it to this farmer. The farmer was ecstatic at the fact that the horseman had given both his belongings to him, and as the horseman was progressing on, the farmer again stopped the horseman for a 3rd time, and he had a feeling of attempting at the whole pie. Now he had a shot at 50. So he asked the horseman, sir, so long you have traveled by horse, so would you mind lending me your horse from here on? So the horseman did not take it in the light-hearted spirit that we are taking the story in, and he took his horse whip and proceeded to beat the living hell out of that poor farmer like government property. So the farmer was laughing as this horseman was unleashing his fury upon the farmer. So surprised, the horseman asked, why in the blue hell are you laughing? To which the farmer responded by saying, when I asked you for the boots, you gave it to me. When I asked you for the hat, you gave it to me. So naturally a human being will wonder what would happen if I ask you for a horse. Would you give it or would you not? So if I hadn't asked you this throughout for the rest of my life, I would have wondered what if, and that would have been the biggest question, rather unanswered, in my whole life. So though I got hit today, I am 100% aware of the fact that you will never give me your horse. I am content with the answer, though I might be a little disappointed that you didn't give me the horse, but however, I am content with that. Now here in this story, he takes his questioning of assumption to the next level. And on the battlefield, Arjuna questions his assumptions to the Lord and with the hope of getting the right answer. Now the theme of this entire verse is, what do we do when we have an assumption? Do we live based on our assumptions or do we question our assumptions? Now don't you forget, guys, it will always lead the way, and all you have to do is free your mind. Now also, guys, don't forget to hit this subscribe button right here so that you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Click here to view our most recent upload and scroll down to the description box to check out the translation of the verse. And as always, thank you for watching, and until the next episode, it is goodbye.